Hey guys, what is going on? This is the GTA Wise guy and welcome back to another Need for Speed 2015 video, where today I'm just going to be doing a build of Hans RX-7 from the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Now this is a car that you guys have been asking for me to build for a while, so I'm going to go and do it now, show you guys all the customization and what it's like for drifting. So first off guys, it is 25.8k to build, but there are tons of customization options there for you guys to choose from. For example, you can even put tail lights on, fenders, side skirts, bumpers, and hoods as well. Now, with the actual stance of the car, we lowered it all the way to the ground. We brought the wheels out a bit. Didn't put any camber on because it wasn't really on the film. We put the Total Car Produce body kit on. Now, it's a similar shape to the Veil side kit, but it's not exactly the same. Unfortunately, the spoiler, we couldn't have one that was too similar. It was more of a bigger one. And we also went for the Workmeister S1s deep dish, I believe they are, because we want those sort of deep dish 5-spoke look. But unfortunately, we couldn't have the ones that are exactly like the ones in the film, so that's probably the best we're going to get. Now, for the actual wrap, I put 3 black stripes on the roof and just angled them a little bit to bring them into the front. And then we also put the black on the front to continue the stripe. And then I actually decided to paint over the actual lights so that we could have what was on the actual Veil side body kit. Now, I just ignored the normal lights in the car and I sort of stretched it down to the bottom lights that are on like the front lights, so like the side light sort of things. Now it does look pretty weird, but it's probably the best we're going to go for. And just a little slanted sort of black shape on the side to go with it, and the Veil side logo on the front windscreen. So it's a fairly simple wrap guys, and there you are. Now with the performance upgrades on the car, I pretty much maxed out everything, but for the turbo, for the most best 0 to 60 and the most horsepower, I went for the E-Race turbo, and of course we put the drift spec tires on, the elite ones, and also we got it to around 885 horsepower. Now it was pretty nice with that much horsepower for sliding as well. Now the actual tune, I didn't go to put too much tire pressure on the front. I didn't want it to be too sort of grippy on the front. I wanted it to be a bit looser. Now with the steer response, I didn't make it too fast because I didn't want it to be too jolty, and also with the actual brake strength, I didn't have it too strong because I didn't want it to sort of slow down too much and throw it over to either side. Now that turned out to be a bit of a problem later on when I was trying to link drifts. It didn't link very well. Now the sway bars actually had them pretty soft, because when you see the car in the film actually drifting, you see the front end swaying a lot and it leans quite a lot, so that's why I had the sway bars soft. I wanted to emulate exactly what it was like in the film really. Now I'll just let you guys have a listen to the soundtrack. So there we are guys, the RX-7 does sound pretty awesome. It does sound like a rotary, which is obviously a good thing, but it doesn't sound like too much of a screamer. With the amount of horsepower it has, it should be screaming with it being a rotary, from what I know from previous games and having seen RX-7 videos drifting and all that sort of stuff. Now what I also tried to do was sort of trying to replicate that part from the film where he goes up to the junction and there's those girls in the car and he tries to drift around them and he gets a number, but unfortunately Need for Speed don't let you do that sort of drifting, which is a bit of a bummer to do that sort of close quarters drifting. I would really love to be able to do that, but unfortunately we can't. But what the RX-7 is good at in Need for Speed is drifting long corners, and it is really smooth, especially with the setup that I put on it. Now, unfortunately, it isn't really good at linking drifts, but I did decide to go and take it to maximum attack, which I pretty much do with all my drifting cars to test how good they are in terms of how many points I can get, and it's just good for testing different types of corners. There's loads of different corners in there if you guys want to test your cars out on there. Now, for example, as you guys can see me go around this corner here, I go a bit too heavy on the sort of exit there. Now, you just have to come off the throttle so that you can use a lot of throttle control of the RX-7. I come off it slightly and I could get control of the car again. But as you guys can see there, I was trying to link that drift, but I think it was probably with the way I had the car set up. The steer response wasn't great. The actual brakes weren't strong enough, and I wasn't able to throw the back end out as easily. Now, I finished maximum attack with 612k points, which is pretty good for a wheel-wheel drive car, because most of the rear-wheel drive cars haven't been great on maximum attack. It's normally the all-wheel drive cars, for example, my Evo can get around 870k points, so that is pretty good. I really do like the RX-7 for drifting, and I hope you guys did enjoy this showcase and this sort of build of the Tokyo Drift RX-7. Now, be sure to let me know in the comment section, guys, what you guys want to see next. I'll be sure to get right on that for you guys. Anyway, that is pretty much all for this video. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a like, and if you are new to the channel, do not forget to subscribe to see more builds like this in the future. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.